represent their fees.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the slide rule?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it just irks the bejeebers out of me. I'll keep mentioning it. That way it can irk you all too. All right, I don't, we basically have all their paperwork in hand. This puts them at 66 out of $83,000, which is 20% behind for a final receipt. That seems to make sense, is in keeping, at least in my book, with what you would expect for a final report. Any reason to not pay this invoice?
No.
Then I would accept a motion to pay our friends at Geosyntec, who incidentally are located at 900 Broken Sound Parkway, Northwest Suite 200, Boca Raton, Florida, 33487. Pay them $20,800.50.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. We have a newspaper article published for 255 Snake Hill Road.
That was the gun club's idea.
It's for $59.07. Do we have a check?
Received and deposited.
Excellent. So, seeing as how we have the money,
Mm-hmm.
I would accept a motion to pay $59.07 to our friends at the Sun newspaper.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
For you. That's for you. Okay. And while we finish passing that around, why don't we open our 7:15 hearing for Ms. Slarsky? You must be Ms. Slarsky.
I am.
Would you like to come up front, please, by the microphone?
Oh, okay.
Chair's much more comfortable.
Yeah, this chair is much nicer.
These are not too comfortable.
That's probably just us. Don't worry about it. Okay. So good evening.
Good evening.
And Jess, you said you'd been by or had not?
I've been by. And,
Okay. So, Ms. Slarsky, just to make this as simple as possible, as you know, the big issue is they're going to be digging very close to non-aquacious brook.
Mm-hmm.
So our biggest concern is making sure that the folks from National Grid protect the area where they're going to be digging so that no soil washes into the brook.
Okay.
So that is literally our only concern by your property. That and the safety of you and your house, of course.
Oh, that's sort of less so, isn't it?
Less important than the brook? I don't know. I don't think so. Sheila, I wouldn't put up with that if I were
I
you.
think I'm more important right now.
Well, let's put that in
Although I will
context.
say I don't like it when I see things thrown into the brook that shouldn't be thrown into the brook.
No, I wouldn't imagine you would. We certainly wouldn't either. Have you
Such
seen
as,
some of that?
oh yes, yeah. Well, the road is closed because it has to be repaired.
Right.
And every so often, the orange and white cones that are there, one is in the brook now and it has been for about a month.
That's disappointing.
I cannot go down to get it out of the brook. But this is the right time for the DPW or someone to go down there and pull it out. And this isn't the first time it's happened. It happens frequently. Last year they threw a barrel down there. And I suggested to the DPW, why don't you chain the barrel to the guardrail? They did, and the barrel's still there. But the cones are a different story. Because the DPW last year did take 3 or 4 cones out of the brook that were thrown down there. And this year, there's just one that's down there now.
Is it by the whippersnappers in the neighborhood, or?
I don't think so. I think it's from a little further away.
I see. All right, well,
Or I would say we, the neighbors, don't think it's from anyone in the neighborhood.
Well, so that's both good and bad.
Right.
All right, so I see this has been signed by Kathy Barrett from National Grid.
Correct.
She marked where it's going to go.
Yes.
When we heard about the situation, we were all sharing in a concern about the tree. So they're going to dig right next
Oh,
to
my
the tree.
tree, the
Your
red
tree.
maple tree. Right.
So if we were standing there with you, we would probably mention to the person in the excavator that they need to be really careful of the tree.
I did mention that to Kathy,
Yes.
and hopefully she will pass that along. And I don't know what their process is. I hope they would notify me when they're coming, and I would tell them definitely to be very careful of that tree.
Well, so here's where
I think
we
it
have
would
to.
probably be about 8 or 10 feet away from the tree, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even a little further than that.
That would be great, so it doesn't damage the roots.
Right.
It does look from Ms. Barrett's pathway that she's angling it a little away from that corner, so.
No, that would be wonderful. So have they told you, so they're going to have to dig up the street,
Mhm.
so they have to cut the pavement. So have they told you what they're planning to do with the soil? Okay.
No, that hasn't been mentioned, because they told me they would need first a permit before they could even start.
Sure.
And that's when I did go to see Jess and started with the Conservation Committee and everything.
Okay. So typically, for a situation like this, and I'm telling you this because I'm assuming that you have not spent many years in the construction business.
Well,
Just a guess.
of course you're right.
So what we would expect to have happen, so of course here's the brook
Mhm.
on this edge of the drawing, and they're going to cut the street open and then they're going to dig a trench. When they do that, they're going to disturb a lot of soil. It's going to be, they're going to either pile it in the yard or they're going to scoop it out and put it in a truck.
Mhm.
No matter what they do with it, we need to make sure that it doesn't end up in the brook. So the way that we would typically have that happen is from the corner of the house out to the street around the excavation, we would ask them to either put hay bales or wattles.
Mhm.
Have you seen these?
Yes, I have.
The sock.
Mhm.
So what we will do as part of our decision is write in a condition that they need to put those hay bales there.
Mhm.
Now, they will probably, I'm being straight with you, they will probably want to charge you for those hay bales. The hay bales are $8 a piece now. They're not terribly expensive,
Mhm.
but they are a necessity because if they schedule the work on a Monday and they get it all done and then they come back to backfill on Tuesday and overnight it rains really hard, everything that's there, I know you're pitched from your house down, from the street is pitched down toward the brook a little bit, correct?
Is it? It is.
So any soil that was.
I think so, yeah.
Right. Any soil that was out in the road or on the yard
Mhm.
would end up in the gutter and right down into the brook. And that's what we'd be trying to prevent.
Okay,
So,
there's no gutter.
well, that's, in other words,
I do understand what you're saying now.
so, yeah, because there's in fact, it's marked right on here, there's a berm at the street.
Mhm.
So the beauty of the berm is it causes water to flow right down it, but it would also cause whatever dirt they took out to do the same.
Okay.
So,
Would we prefer wattles? Because of the road itself, you can't dig down for the hay bales.
well, I think in this particular case, so the disturbance is going to be minor for the
Yeah.
trench. So what I would look for them to do is to pile the soil on the uphill side. So that's what I would recommend in our decision to them. So in other words,
Mhm.
if they dig the trench here, rather than put the soil on the downhill side.
I'm sorry, with the name plates here, I can't see.
Oh, I'm sorry. So if this is the hill down to the water,
Mhm.
so if this is the trench, I'm going to ask that they pile the soil on this side, not this side. And that way, if the hay bales are over here, anything that gets passed would have to literally flow into the trench before it went down the hill.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to request as part. We'll write into the conditions to ask them to do this,
Mhm.
and they'll understand that's just simple common sense stuff. And then as a result, because Jess is right, the typical application of hay bales is to literally dig them in.
Mhm.
This way they can just place them right down. It'll be belt and suspenders, that way we won't have to worry about anything getting past, and that way it'll also be easier when they go to clean up. So we'll give them the choice between hay bales or wattles, but either way we'll ask them to pile the dirt on the uphill side of the trench.
Okay.
Piece of cake. Jess, did you have anything else from site conditions that we should know?
Nope.
Any thoughts, George? Dr. Shi?
No.
Okay. So what we'd like to do is issue a negative determination. A negative determination means that the law doesn't apply to your project. So in other words, your project doesn't have to be regulated under the Wetlands Protection Act. We will write in one special condition, which is just that soil piles to be on the uphill side of the trench, and that they should include hay bales or wattles to the south side of the trench, just to keep soil from getting down the hill.
Okay.
One question then, on the, under the negative determination, I assume we check box 3 and then write out the
Yes.
condition. Okay.
All right. Do you have that paperwork with you?
I do, and then I can just type in the, unless you wanted to write it in, I could type in the condition tomorrow, and then,
Probably better to type it in.
yeah, just to have it look good. It'll be
Okay.
ready for you tomorrow then.
So do you have any questions about what we've talked about?
No, I think I understand everything you've said.
Okay.
I do have one question.
Go ahead.
Dig Safe.
Yes.
They get in touch with Dig Safe?
They
I get
sure
in touch
better.
with.
Yeah, it's them,
It's
not you.
their
It's them.
responsibility too. Okay.
Typically, contractors have a contractor number with DigSafe, so they call in, they say, this is 12747, and then they get a DigSafe number from those folks. What they also get, so they get, I haven't done it in a while, we used to get a number, and then they would give you a time frame, 48 or 72 hours. I haven't done it in a while. Anyway, they give you a number that you can say, look, I called DigSafe, they gave me a number.
Okay.
And then that number incorporates a date. During the time frame, they notify the gas company, they notify the water department, they notify the electrical, they notify telco. And so the telephone company, the power company, the gas company, they send a representative or representatives out to quickly mark in the area and make sure that they're not going to hit anything when they're there.
Okay.
So, so no, it's not on you, but you should see, when they come by, you should see them paint on the street, and they'll put Dig Safe, and often they'll put Dig Safe NG for National Grid, and then they'll go down the other end and say Dig Safe NG for National Grid, and that lets the folks who do the Dig Safe work know that they go in between the painted lines.
Okay.
Pretty simple stuff.
I have seen some, I think National Grid has marked the street already, I want to say, from one side of my property to the other side.
Sure.
And then I did see, and she was also looking for the gas line, and that is marked. And then just recently I saw another marking there.
Blue? Green?
Green.
Okay. So they've already called Dig Safe.
Okay.
If it's green, either that or they...
I'm sure it's green. Just
No. Well, the paint colors are usually yellow for gas, blue for water, green for sewer. Telephone usually, for some reason, they put flags. I haven't figured out why, or they do white.
Okay.
But, or electric and telephone are usually white.
All right.
White paint. Just check.
Yep, no, I'm just looking up a town email.
Ah.
So,
You may, if I were you, I would ask her for her dig safe number before they start digging. I wouldn't be shy about that
Her
at all.
meaning National Grid.
Yes, Katie,
Kathy
Kathy.
Barrett.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shy about asking her for that at all.
Okay.
Okay, so, based on what we talked about, we're going to include the special condition again, that they pile the soil on the uphill side of the trench, that they provide hay bales or wattles on the bottom, on the downhill side of the trench, and that they would notify us in advance so we can come out and take a look at the hay bales.
and that's from the corner of the house to
From the corner of the
connection.
house out to where they're gonna open the road. Now, the good news is, there's no travel on the road right now, no through travel.
Right.
So they won't be
Well,
anybody's way.
there is travel. There are people that don't pay attention to the sign that the road is closed, and they drive down to the Jersey barriers and turn around in my driveway. and-
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, when they're done, you can have them leave the hay bales in front of your driveway. And then you're all set.
But then I'd have to move them when I want.
Yeah, but just every time you had to leave.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to, I'm gonna check that we're in negative determination.
And I'll be replacing that page, actually, so to type in what we said.
Well, for what it's worth, I just checked it off. It's negative determination number 3.
Yeah.
The work described in the request is within the buffer zone as defined in the regulations, but will not alter an area subject to protection under the Act.
I think in this case, because it's also a riverfront area, we could check out number 2 as well.
Oh,
That is a resource area.
absolutely. Not fill dredge, yeah, but does it discriminate?
What's that?
So, I don't know that, what do I gain by checking 2 and 3?
You just acknowledge that it's riverfront area
Doesn't
and
it-
buffer zone.
Okay, but it doesn't say riverfront in this one.
It says resource area. Well, it is within an area subject to protection under the Act.
Okay. Well, this one says within the buffer zone.
Buffer zone. But, well, see, but the riverfront area is not a buffer zone.
I gotcha. Okay.
Just a technical.
No, I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, so, based on our conversation and Ms. Larcy's application, Jess, do you have any further questions?
No.
George? I would accept a motion to issue this negative determination of applicability with special conditions, which says that Ms. Larcy's project will not affect the wetland resource, which in this case is the brook, so long as she adheres to our special condition, keeping the soil pile on the uphill side and installing hay bales as part of the project.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All right.
And I'm just going to have to ask you once again, I know Jess has told me, but I don't remember the name of the brook. I didn't realize it had a name.
Non-aquacious.
Non-aquacious.
We'll write that down somewhere for you.
I do think
Good.
the negative determination, isn't that dependent on Sheila's correct ability to correctly spell that name too? No.
We can probably let that go.
This is the brook as it comes out. So this is the name of it as it shows up on the USGS map. It's hard to read on top of the lines.
Okay. And of course, I need a different pair of glasses to read it too.
Well, when you're at home with your USGS maps,
Yes.
just pull the one out for air.
If you look at, in your application packet, if you look at this picture, here's your house circled and you can see it, non-aquacious.
Non-aquacious.
Non-aquacious brook, it's right there too, with your glasses.
Right, with the right ones.
Okay, so this will be ready tomorrow?
Yes, do you want me to just drop it off in your mailbox?
If you would like to, or if you want me to stop by, I will, whatever.
How fast do you want it? Tomorrow?
I would like it tomorrow, but I can stop by in the afternoon.
Well,
I forget you're not here in the
We
afternoon.
close at 1. Town hall closes, so.
I remember.
The town hall closes at 1? Oh, okay.
The town hall's
Fridays.
open later on Tuesday nights for folks, and then so they close earlier on Fridays.
I see,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you around in the morning?
I will be around in the morning, I just didn't want to rush you.
Oh, yeah, no, if you wanted to come in around 10:30? 10 or 10:30. 10:30, actually, I'll have it ready for you.
Okay,
Okay.
why don't we make it 11, I'll give you a little more time.
No, 10:30 be better, actually.
10:30?
10:30 be better.
Okay.
Well, you could also leave it on the desk with a note with her name on it.
Oh,
if you-
that's true.
Feel free to get a cup of coffee, do whatever it is that's necessary. and be ready.
Okay,
Right.
thank you
No
all
problem.
very much.
Thank you very much. If you have any issues or questions, or if Kathy or any of those folks, if they start asking you things or telling you things that make you uncomfortable, please don't hesitate to call at all.
I did give Kathy Jess's phone number,
Okay?
but if there were any questions or anything, she could call her directly. And, yeah, I did swap phone numbers, so
Great.
they have them. Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Have a nice night.
You too. And you're right, the chair is much more comfortable.
Jeff, how can we help you before we talk 725 Rod and Gun Club?
Can a citizen just be here and enjoy the workings of local government?
You're fooling no one. People who are in local government don't sit around to enjoy the tasks of local government.
Just really briefly, I sent you an email about one of our Eagle Scout projects, which you guys reviewed last fall.
No?
It was
And I totally forgot to print that out, but what I was fiddling around here was
oh,
that.
if I could just paraphrase from that email.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. One of the projects that came through you guys was a young man who wanted to build a small fence at an area along Grove Pond, and the purpose was a dual purpose actually, to beautify the area, which we've just recently enhanced, and also to keep out geese from who were coming ashore and defecating all over our fields. So he's getting ready to go ahead with that project. But the one thing he's run into is they were going to buy pre-made fence apparently,
Yeah.
and the fence that he looked to get was 3.5 feet tall as opposed to the 2 feet that he had told you guys that he was going to be using. Now that 2-foot fence was something that I just arbitrarily told him it would be ideal for a 2-foot fence. I thought they were going to hand construct it. So, so he's asking for permission to change that from 2 feet to 3.5 feet. I told him that that I have no qualm with it. In fact, I think it'll be better. But because you guys are the ones who oversee that type of thing, that you guys would have to approve that change, since you guys had only approved a 2-foot fence.
No, that's, I appreciate you asking. I don't see there being a huge difference between the 3.5 foot and a 2-foot fence. I mean, the only thing that's gonna be stopped by the fence are leaves and hopefully geese.
Hopefully.
So I think you're better off with 3.5 feet than you are with 2 feet, that's for sure,
I agree. So,
especially with geese.
okay, so I just want to run that by you.
No,
can
thank
I
you for
give him-
asking.
Give him that go-ahead?
Don't move.
Oh, okay.
Please do, yes.
Please do, please don't. Which one?
Have them go ahead.
No, and.
But don't move. Okay.
Right, but don't move. And on here, we were going to, Jeff asked to schedule a site visit
Yeah.
anytime, any Saturday in September or October.
Right.
Your here's. Do we want to think about that?
So didn't we talk about this last time?
Yeah, and then we were going to ask Jeff for some dates of his, and then I asked you, and you said anytime in
Yeah,
September and
it's,
October, so.
I'm there every Saturday,
at
so
us.
it's easy for me to just use that as a starting point. But even if that's not the best, then we can pick another time or date, a day that's better.
Well, why don't we pick the 19th? Everyone will be back to school.
Mhm.
George will be all settled in.
Settled in school, kindergarten. Yeah, so,
September 19th?
You around the 19th?
I believe so.
Excellent.
Okay. Can we say 10 o'clock? Is that all right? Do you want
Say
earlier?
9 o'clock?
Yeah, that's fine. That should be fine. We just set up the soccer and stuff like that, but that's
Yeah.
going right at 9, so we should be all set by then. So that's fine.
Great.
okay.
No, that's perfect.
Okay,
So
great.
9 a.m. on the 19th at Peroni Park.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
We'll see you there.
Okay.
On to 7:46:20, whatever you guys were doing.
Okay.
What was the date on that? 19th?
19th.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's reopen our public hearing, 725. DEP file number 100-0385, Air Rod and Gun Club. Did we have? I
We
literally
had-
don't remember the reason we continued.
We continued just because if they had any issues with the
If they
order
had
of
any
conditions,
comments, right.
did not, the next day, Alan Griffin contacted me with the recording information of the deed, which we needed.
Wonderful.
And I put that in. He picked up the order of conditions, signed for it. They had
So-
no objection, so really, they have it. It's been issued.
So they have it, everything is great. So
Yeah.
pertinent to this is an email received by the town's assessors, written by John J. Goldrosen, Esquire, Copman and Page. Mr. Hogan sent it to you, and it says, Tom, the DEP regulations concerning notification of a notice of intent are not clear as to how abutters are to be determined for property that is in single ownership but consists of multiple parcels. If the multiple parcels in Ayer are held in common ownership and are used for a single purpose, it is my opinion that under the applicable DEP regulations, all abutters to the entire parcel owned by the applicant should be notified unless the parcel is greater than 50 acres. The DEP regulations of 310 CMR 10.054A address who is to receive notification of the filing of a notice of intent based on several definitions that are in 310 CMR 10.04. The default rule is that all abutters to the lot on which the work is to be located are to be notified with which lot being defined as an area of land in one ownership with definite boundaries. An abutter is defined as the owner of land abutting the activity, and land abutting the activity means land sharing a common boundary with the site of the proposed activity, including land across a way or body of water. Really? Including land across a way or body of water. Did we do that for the ponds? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't remember seeing an applicant who noted that the folks across the pond were abutters. It may have been by distance, it didn't count, but I just don't remember seeing it.
Well, across the pond, though, the pond wouldn't be anybody's property. Would that make a difference?
This is saying, that's a good question.
Yeah. The assessor found the town council response somewhat unclear.
Oh, I already found it arbitrary, but let's continue. Based on these definitions, it is my opinion that a lot in this context could include multiple parcels under common ownership, at least where the combined property is used for a common purpose, with no indication that the parcels are treated as separate entities. So, first off, I'm not sure that that's true. The DEP regulations provide exceptions to the general rule for abutter notification in situations where the proposed activity will occur on a large parcel, over 50 acres in size, or in some instances in which the abutting property is separated by a way or water body. 310 CMR 10.054A provides, notwithstanding the foregoing, the requirement to provide abutter notification is subject to the following limits. An applicant is required to provide notification to an abutter whose lot is separated from the project locus by a public or private street or a body of water only if the abutter's lot is within 100 feet from a property line of the project locus. An applicant who proposes work solely within land, under water bodies or waterways, or solely within a lot with an area greater than 50 acres is required to provide notification only to abutters whose lot is within 100 feet from the project site.
Which means Autumn Ridge was way beyond 100 feet away from,
The project site.
yeah.
So basically, if you had a 50 acre, even if you had a 3 acre parcel, depending upon orientation, you might not have an abutter.
Well, I think the assessor was going to go with, okay, in this case, probably would have been better to just notify all abutters to the general ownership of the gun club.
That doesn't make any sense. That's what this guy says is not correct.
the assessor found this unclear. So, but, yeah. So,
Okay. The project locus is defined as the lot on which applicant proposes to perform an activity of more significance. The project site is defined as the area within the project locus that comprises the limit of work for activities, the area that will actually be disturbed by excavation, construction, etc. Additional exceptions and special rules for linear projects is rail trail not applicable. Okay, so
yeah.
what
I
he's
see what you
saying
mean.
is draw a 100-foot circle
Yeah.
around the disturbance, and that is your notification boundary. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Hold on. Do we agree that that's what he's saying?
For one, under one type of case.
How you figure?
In my opinion, he's talking about projects on greater than 50 acres or projects in a body of water, land underwater.
All right, so hold on. Let's read it again then. An applicant is required to provide notification to an abutter whose lot is separated from the project locus by a public or private way or body of water only if the abutter's lot is within 100 feet from the property line,
Right.
line
Property.
of the project locus. So now all of a sudden,
What is that?
so if I
mean?
have a
Well-
49.5 acre parcel, it's within 100 feet of the property line. If I have a 50 acre parcel, it's within 100 feet of the project locus?
No, well, he defines the project locus as the lot on which the activity is performed. So that would be the property line.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
No,
So
you-
he's
you-
saying
you-
49.99 acres,
Yep.
it's 100 feet of the property line of the parcel. So 49.9 acres, 100 feet all the way around. I have to notify those people who have a parcel within that area. As soon as I hit 50 acres, I only have to notify people who are within 100 feet of the project site.
That appears to be what he's saying.
Okay.
In my opinion.
And the butters. Here. All the butters to the lot.
So hence, this is why the assessor found this somewhat unclear.
The default rule is that all abutters to the lot on which the work is to be located are to be notified. And the lot is an area of land in one ownership with definite boundaries. So he says, based on these definitions, it is my opinion that a lot in this context could include multiple parcels under common ownership, at least where the combined property is used for a common purpose, with no indication that the parcels are treated as separate entities. Okay. So let's go back one. Based on this, do we know how many acres the property is for these folks?
No.
Is it greater than 50 when combined?
Oh, unless we,
Based on his opinion, if it's greater than 50, then there's no question. If it's greater than 50, he says the requirement to provide notification is subject to the following limits. So if it's greater than 50 acres, it's 100 feet of the project site.
yeah.
Solely within a lot, area greater than 50, required to provide notification only to abutters whose lot is within 100 feet. Okay, so if they have it, and he states above that it would be, even though there are multiple parcels, they would, if they were under common ownership, the lot would include all those properties because they're a combined property used for a common purpose with no indication treated as separate entities. Okay, so if they have a total of 50 acres or more, then they have provided the correct notification. If they don't, then under this opinion, they have not. Are we on
Yeah,
the same page there?
I think so.
All right, did you not?
I got that.
No.
Yeah.
I thought there was something in there that showed the, can you show that? Can I see it? There was an assessor's
Yeah,
plan.
I was just looking at that to see if it showed the
Well, I really want to get this because I definitely don't want to close a public hearing if we now have a letter from Mr. Goldrosen. Goldrosen? That would be unfortunate. Thought it was loose. I don't know. Excuse me. All right. You remember this, right? Wasn't there a page that had the... Is this at the end? Okay. Okay. Well, this gives the... Okay. So, this tells us, excuse me, this tells us that Air Rod and Gun Club owns parcel 15-4 and 14-4. But unfortunately, none of this has acres on it. So, unless I am reading this wrong, you may be able to look up the parcels. Are you doing that online?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to the assessor's site.
Sure. Which is weird, because I thought there was more than this.
Nope, that didn't work. Did they have a different name before? Air Rod and Gun Club or?
Oh, it says Air Gun and Sportsman's Club.
Yeah, that doesn't come up with anything as owner.
I can't remember if there's anything in here that gives the acreage. Okay. So here's what I was thinking. I thought they owned more than one of these parcels here. Isn't this Air Rod and Gun Club here? Abutting the Pine Meadow,
That's, oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if that's Air Rod and Gun Club, and that's Air Rod and Gun Club, and that's Air Rod and Gun Club, that's what? 300 acres? Ugh. Any luck?
No.
This is a great map, it just doesn't give that final piece of information we're looking for. What you doing?
Oh,
The
some of
glasses
us are-
came off.
Some of us are blind. Don't be mean.
I wasn't, I just was gonna suggest that I'd be happy to do it if the,
Just trying to see if anything on their website says how big their facility is. Okay, in 1939, it consisted of 23 acres and a cottage building. Well, that's all. It doesn't go on to some more.
alright, so, did you go to the assessor's maps?
Yeah, I didn't have luck in there. If you put in ownership, it did not recognize anything with the gun club.
Well, at least on here it tells us map, so what did we say, 14?
Mm-hmm.
14. They're both on map 14. So let's do that.
Okay, so I will send this down to you, which is the assessor's.
No, I already found it. So there's Snake Hill Road, there's Wright Road. Okay, there's the parcel. So according to this map, 21 acres on one side, 44 acres on the other side, 12 and a half acres. So, if we understand this to be correct, and I'm just going to point this out to Takashi here. So, the parcel the gun club is on, it says is 21. The parcel across the street is
44.
so just that alone, if you say that those two are combined, and then they also own this piece, which is the one that goes under the, come on,
12.5.
12.5. So we're 21, 44, and 12.5, 65, bless you,
66
77.
Hmm?
So 44 and 12 and 21, right,
Yeah.
is 77 acres. So I feel comfortable based upon the definition. It is my opinion that a lot in this context can include multiple parcels under common ownership, at least where the combined property is used for common purpose with no indication the parcels are treated as separate entities. This would mean that they have a 77-acre lot, and based upon DEP 310 CMR, or sorry, not DEP, Mass State Law 310 CMR 10.05, Part 4, Section A, an applicant who proposes work solely within land under bodies of water or solely within a lot with an area greater than 100 acres is required to provide notification only to abutters whose lot is within 100 feet from the project site. Under that statement, they didn't have to notify anyone. That's what it says. Do we agree on that, or are we concerned?
this is.
Well, I'll put it this way. So if there was any question, we would have to
Yeah.
kick this back. But
It seems like that's clear.
he notes it's his definition that if they're under common ownership and treated as one entity, which clearly they are, and it's more than 50 acres, and you have a lot greater than 50 acres, that you only have to provide notification to abutters whose lot is within 100 feet from the project site. A 100-foot circle around the project site would not touch another property. You would, where you drive into the driveway there? Wouldn't even touch that.
Yeah.
So, okay, that was a whole lot of runaround for, according to John Goldrosen Esquire, notes and information that he provided to the assessor, we can move forward and say that this application was properly noticed and properly, that the standard for a butter notification was more than what was necessary. Based on what this man wrote. I feel comfortable saying that. I also feel comfortable that we attach this letter to this application,
So,
that we put it into the minute, that we
Yeah.
add this as part of our discussion, that we
Yeah.
attach the memo from Mr. Goldrosen, forwarded to you by the town assessor on August 18th. We attach it to this application so that if there was any future question about the abutters notice, it
application,
would
yeah.
come. We're on the
Yeah.
same page?
I'll put it both in the file and then also in the minutes.
Absolutely. And I would even suggest that we go and add this onto the website or to the toolkit.
Yeah.
Per John Goldrosen Esquire, in August of 2015, here's your notification. Now, obviously, it won't apply to very many parcels on town property, but it would apply to some, so
Yeah.
there you go. And that's interesting, too, because the typical parcel that we work on, it wouldn't matter how big it was, they would have an exit or an entrance for a project, whether it was a road or houses or whatever, that would be close enough to the boundary and the abutting properties that the locus of their project site would have, they would hit the other properties within 100 feet. So this is really a subset of a subset.
Right.
Okay, based upon that, I would accept a motion to close the public hearing for DEP file number 100-0385.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Excellent. And Bonnie didn't run screaming from the room, so that's
She didn't. She didn't.
Actually, I'm looking up the chapter 131, section 40 of the Mass General Laws. It's actually right.
Does it contradict any of this?
You're absolutely correct on everything.
Excellent.
And I just learned what locus means.
So,
It's
Oh.
a synonym. It's a synonym.
yeah.
It's an actual. They don't want to repeat themselves over and over again. So
Yeah.
it's just, locus is a synonym for quotation the land where the activity is proposed.
Interesting. So for years and years, I've worked on projects where the plans include a locus map. But the locus map can be the entire parcel with a little star on it that says, we work here. So that's kind of interesting. All right. Well, that was exciting. It's kind of rambunctious around here, huh? All right, well, that's enough of the attorney's hijinks. Okay. 7:30, it appears that the folks from Wright Road are not going to appear.
Nor have I received green cards, so.
All right. 7:45, we were going to interview Ms. Tillotson. You've already done wonders for your interview. Would you like to come up and sit in the more comfortable chair?
I would love to.
Do you want to refresh your memory with?
That's just hurtful. But yes. Actually, funny enough, it's on my desk at work. Because I brought in the stuff for Brian,
Alpert?
Colin?
Collar.
Brian, yeah.
So good evening.
Good evening.
We're excited to share your excitement and to see that your grandfather went to school in Madison, Wisconsin.
Correct.
It's the Midwest represented all over tonight, huh, Mike? Mike came out from Minnesota way.
Oh, yeah? Where,
Oh, Wisconsin, my
Wisconsin?
apologies.
whereabouts in Wisconsin?
I grew up in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And went to school in Waukesha.
Uh-huh.
My wife attended university. Got her pharmacy degree here.
And once
Nice.
we're off camera, I'll sing a song for you about Wisconsin. No, that's true. All right. So we're very excited. So you work in Cambridge,
Yes.
and you're new here in town.
About almost a year now.
Okay. Have you spent any time driving around and about? Are you familiar with town?
I have a little bit. Not as familiar as I want to be.
Sure.
A lot of trails I want to hike,
Nice.
which I haven't been able to do. Yeah, I actually know the town pretty well.
Good.
Yeah.
They live not far from the trailhead on the Tooker property.
Really?
Entrance to
Well, there you go. The old Tooker property.
the old Tooker property.
Oh.
Speaking of which, Mr. Tooker sold his home.
I believe Mr. Tooker passed away, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
This
Oh.
winter, I think.
That's very sad.
Hmm.
So, actually, Bonnie, we're just excited to get anyone who'll stay. So, I'm gonna sugarcoat it.
Well, I mean, well, go ahead, but I have some questions for you as well.
I guess the only thing, so we're very comfortable with bringing people in who are learning
Mhm.
as they go. So as long as that doesn't bother you, then we'd be very excited to entertain you.
I love to learn. I'm very adamant. This is how I grew up. I grew up as you read in my resume,
Yeah.
in my cover letter or my letter. I kind of taught conservation at a young age and outdoors and natural history and all the good stuff. The only question I have, as you know, I mean, I commute, about an hour, hour and a half, 3 hours about every day. So that's a long commute for me.
Train?
No, I've been driving.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not fun. But I make do.
sure.
So I think time commitment. I mean, I'm absolutely fine with the meetings,
Mhm.
right, as they occur. But my question is, like, how much more time do you think would you envision, me spending, on other
No,
things?
no,
It would be,
that's
because, I mean, it would
it's
be,
an
for me, it would be
excellent question.
a lot of research, it would be a lot of reading, which I don't mind doing, and that's, reading is sort of aside, but, like site visits or things that would be, like, would I accompany Jess or you guys doing?
Oh. So to hopefully fill in the blanks. In the past, we had a conservation administrator, Becky. She took care of the duties that poor Jess has been excitedly performing, visiting sites during the week, et cetera, being up in the office for some of the day-to-day trials and tribulations that come with having an office. We are actually, in a few minutes, about to talk about an administrator who we met with a few weeks ago, and I had a great reference conversation with somebody from Vermont today who said that they thought he'd be wonderful. That person would take care of most of the day-to-day. The extent of our efforts have been our meetings every other week, and then typically if we get, like right now we have a couple of RDAs. RDAs can often be walked easily and determined ahead of time. If we had an NOI, a notice of intent, it's a bigger project. We would go on Saturday morning, we would set up a Saturday walk.
Mhm.
We'd pop off on Saturday morning.
You would learn what those acronyms actually mean.
Sorry.
I know what NOI is.
There you are. So we would show up on a Saturday morning, we would walk the project.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We usually work with the applicant to have them lay out the project in such a way that we can understand what it looks like when we get there. And those are hugely helpful for us to understand what they're planning to do, what they're planning to protect, how they're planning to do all of that. It's usually very, very, very useful.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
pretty much the
So-
extent of it, other than,
Yeah.
let's
Okay.
say you became chair. Other than as the chair, responding to angry emails, there's very little to do. It's just the meetings and the walks. Tell her it's true.
And reading the material ahead of time.
And reading the material ahead of time.
Okay.
Right. And also, to be
It takes a
fair.
while to read the minutes.
all 100 pages. Who
Make
types
all
those
those
up?
corrections.
Yeah, to make all those corrections, that's right. So here in Massachusetts, there's the Massachusetts Association of Conservation Commissions, MACC.
Yep.
They hold biannual teaching,
Conference.
conference weekends, if you
Uh-huh.
will. And you automatically become a member by becoming a member of the commission, which means that the commission, the town picks up your attendance fee if you'd like to attend the MACC conference. And at an MACC conference, you can learn an amazing amount from people who come at it sometimes from a totally different perspective.
That's great.
And that's pretty exciting.
When are those held?
October?
October?
No, the big one is in the spring,
Yeah.
Yeah.
late winter.
But the fall one also, I think both of them have fundamentals for conservation commissions. It's like a 2-session thing, 1 and 2 sessions. In the morning sessions, they'll have
Right.
the fundamentals, and afternoon there'll be other ones to pick from. But usually it's good to take that once.
They send you as part of the application process, they send you a card, and you essentially sign up for the classes you'd like to sign up for.
Okay.
Or at least you try to.
Uh-huh.
You sign up for a popular one, you sign up for another one. But, they're great. Lunch was served, if I remember correctly, in the middle of the day, and people seem to enjoy them. If nothing else, it's probably a lot like going to a knitting convention, or, you're there with people who share the same interest, and so there's a lot of drive to learn more and talk to people about the things that they do. The one in the spring, as Takeshi mentioned, which is larger, often has booths with folks displaying their wares, whether they are tools or implements of the trade, and also, of course, all the companies that want you to hire them to do the survey work, etc.
They're both one day things.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But the first one, there's tailgating and the after party, and it's it's
If you
big.
stay for the whole thing, at the end, there's a reception where they do serve wine, right?
That's right.
And I've only stayed
And
once.
there's coffee and donuts in the morning.
Coffee and donuts.
You gotta make
in
sure
the
you take advantage of all
Yeah.
the offering.
The conference itself costs like $110,
Uh-huh.
and then we have a budget that reimburses each of us if we go
Okay.
for whatever we spend.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea is to sponsor and really make sure that it's available to you if you're interested in learning more about it. So
That sounds great.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There are trying moments. As you can imagine, frequently folks who come in are concerned that this is an adversarial thing, or they're worried about another permit that has to be done, and so quite frankly, we try to keep things pretty upbeat and to make sure that they understand that we're actually here to help. That's our process. So.
Right.
And
Yep.
I'd like to think we've been pretty pragmatic over the years. We've had some issues with some developers, and we've had to go to the state for assistance because they just weren't getting it. And then we've had other places where we've had folks who come to us, and we've worked with them as closely as possible to help them get their project ahead. So usually pretty friendly place.
That's great. Sounds good.
So.
We do manage some conservation land as well.
So, where'd the map go?
What's the other room?
So we have several properties in town. So are you familiar with Pine Meadow Pond and the transfer station?
Yes.
Okay, so this property was taken by eminent domain, 133 acres, right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And then we recently added on another piece of property that Jess was saying you're near the trailhead. So right where this comes out, if you come down the bottom of the hill, there's that sewer pumping station on the right, on this side of the road. Right there is the beginning of that piece of property that comes in that we were able to add. Then there's a tiny piece right over here, right about where the P is in Sandy Pond Road. That's under our protection. And then over on, oh my, none of it's shown at all. Yeah, so here's Snake Hill Road. This area in here has all been developed as part of Crabtree development, Pingree Hill, and there's a parcel over here, parcel H, that was gifted to the town as part of a settlement agreement.
Okay,
So those are all parcels that we have here in town.
okay.
Unless you can think of a fourth one. I don't think there is a fourth one. So, and you're over on Oak Ridge?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
So are parcels given to the town, or can the town buy particular parcels if they're
Like
deemed
the-
important enough to
The
purchase?
Tooker
The
property.
answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that little 5.5 acre Tooker property on Oak Ridge, prior to buying that, there was no access from Oak Ridge into that, the walking trails along
Back
Pine
in
Meadow
there,
Pond.
uh-huh.
But that property came up and it was useful because it did give a whole different access. And I think that, didn't they find more of the trail maps are taken from that entrance than from Groton
I'm not sure.
Harvard Road? I think Steve Smith said that.
I think you did. We were just excited because it was a piece of property that was contiguous to other property we own.
yeah, yeah,
No, it's better than that.
yeah.
As you can imagine, like most small towns, we have budget, but not a huge amount of budget for that sort of thing. Have you ever been involved in small town finances before?
No, I just served as a town meeting member
Okay.
for a number of years.
So the CPC, Community Preservation Committee, typically acts as the town's arm to provide funding, or that's where the application process starts, to get a hold of money that is part of a tax, I wouldn't call it
It's a surcharge.
Yeah, it's a surcharge. I was going to say
Mm.
deferral, it's not a deferral.
Yeah.
Tax surcharge on real estate sales. That, whatever, is 2%.
1%.
1%, thank you.
On real estate taxes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it on the taxes?
yeah.
Okay, but I thought it was also on property sale.
No,
Huh,
It started off as
that's where the
3%.
matching funds come from.
that's right. So the long and the short of it is that money ends up in
Yep.
a bucket. It can be accessed for certain kinds of projects, and one of those projects is purchasing land for open space, recreation, etc. And so if we were to find more property like that, that was a good fit, then we would make an application to the Community Preservation Committee and then work through that process, and then eventually end up at town meeting where we would say, hey, we've gone through community preservation, we'd love to spend this money for this. We'd love to spend this money for this, and that's why we'd like to do it. Was he just walking out with a plan?
Who was that?
I have no idea.
Looked like they were walking out with a plan. Should we check on that?
I'm just gonna ask.
Should a guy check on that?
Is there another meeting?
It was pretty quiet when I got here. I didn't hear anybody upstairs. And you have these meetings, they leave town hall open, and then whoever is the last one in the building is responsible for locking up. Or you get yelled at by the town administrator the next day. Yeah, but the lock in the front entrance is tricky, old, and people were having trouble with that, so now they just lock that one at 5 when they close up
Yeah,
and leave the
yeah,
side entrance open.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
One door open,
Yeah,
one door to close.
yeah.
So how long has everyone here been on the committee? I know you've been
2008,
2008,
I'm the
yeah,
youngest.
right.
2001.
2006.
6.
It's an unpleasant group.
Kevin Johnson,
Oh, from.
benefits guy.
Right.
He said he winked at you, and I said, after me, everyone in the room wears glasses, so that probably didn't do any good. So there you are. So obviously, there's an enforcement part of our
Can
job.
I actually add just one thing, just to finish with that on open space preservation? There is a committee currently updating the town's open space and recreation plan. Once that plan is finalized and accepted by the state, the town would then be eligible for certain grant funding for open space protection that we're currently not eligible for because our plan has
Okay.
expired. So that would be the other avenue for
Right,
potentially
right.
utilizing.
No, who's this, this is a different,
Open space and recreation plan.
I think I've, okay,
Update committee.
Okay.
Space recreation plan update, yep.
Yeah.
uh-huh,
Yeah, so that committee was specifically formed to help the town update its open
Right.
space and recreation plan.
yeah,
And
yeah.
once the plan is updated, I would imagine they would disband the committee or temporarily
Or put them on hold for 5
put
years.
on hold. Yeah.
But the goal-
So I think
Yeah.
7 years,
Seven.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the goal is to get state funds
Or
to,
to get eligible.
or eligible
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
I mean, that's
receive state funds
that's
for,
kind of the real bang for the buck, so to speak, of
Yep.
having a current
Yep.
plan is
Yep.
you then become eligible for grants to help fund purchasing or otherwise protecting
Right.
open space land.
right, right, right.
Yeah. No, thank you for bringing that
Yeah,
up. It's,
yeah,
I don't personally focus on the funding, mostly because I feel like who knows what the funding will be when it's time to act. So it almost feels like it's better to wait, and if a parcel came up that we were really excited about, we'd probably have to dig into it deep anyway, so. But no, Ayer is 9 square miles. And as you can tell from the picture, the ponds cut right through and are a huge integral part of our landscape. And then on top of it, we have a great deal of low wetland areas that support those ponds. And
Right,
so
right.
it ends up being a pretty nice place to come out and visit, and certainly a nice place to live.
Yeah.
So.
yeah,
Bonnie had sat through our meeting when we met with Mr. Hartzell over the comprehensive pond drafts.
That's right.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yep, I learned a lot, but it was my kind of language, because, well, science, right?
Well,
Scientific.
Yeah.
Did you know there are eagles that nest over on the far side of Sandy Pond?
I know that
There's actually an eagle. There's a couple of eagles.
You sure it's not
Really?
the osprey?
I saw it was actually I saw an eagle, a baby eagle, and I know it was because I took my binocs and looked,
Yeah.
because the beak is so distinctive.
Sure.
It's a very long, curved beak. It was sitting in one of our pine trees.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've seen eagles on the Natural River.
Yeah. I know, it's just like lately I keep hoping to see the eagles, but the ospreys have been swimming
Yep.
and hunting.
Yep.
And actually, my neighbor just saw one yesterday who, about 20 feet offshore, went down for a fish, went underwater completely,
Yeah.
Wow.
and came up without anything, and then she saw the fish come up flopping, sort of, and then the osprey came back and just
And-
picked it up and off it went.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Nifty.
Wow.
so,
Wow.
So eagles on the far end, or
Yeah, so remember, I think last summer, and we saw it again. So where the estuary sort of comes into Sandy
Yeah.
Pond, where it kind of drains in, on the right-hand side, there are a couple really large pine trees, and it was
Huh.
in one of those big pine trees. Yeah,
Well, it could have been visiting to hunt, that's for sure.
could be,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
I was down on that end fishing one night and saw just an absolutely huge buck on the side of the river. On the side of the water where it comes in, and then a doe with him.
Wow.
And I didn't appreciate, on the other side, I didn't
Yeah.
appreciate how big they were until I started to paddle back, and realized that I was really far away, and that meant they were really big. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Wow.
We definitely get that, and then the game cam that caught the mountain lion was in Littleton, right?
I think so.
Groton,
Was it Groton?
or Groton, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
But we do have bear,
Oh,
which I've seen.
So-
There's
so-
bear, fisher cat,
Yeah.
weasel, mink.
There was, alas,
So-
a dead mink on Wright
Oh.
Road a
Mm.
few weeks
Yeah.
ago.
so Jeff and I saw a dead baby bear on,
Baby
did you
bear?
hear about this?
No.
So it was last week, coming from Bull Run, right before the Ayer town line, Shirley into Ayer. So I think someone had hit it.
Aw.
It was, yeah, because it was on the side of the road. So I called the Shirley police just to notify that it was there, and they knew. They knew
Yeah.
about it. Like, yep, somebody hit it, and we know about it, and
Oh, that's sad.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Bonnie's
Oh.
husband Jeff is also on the planning board. He's their new,
Yep.
one of their.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
All right, so let's not leave this off on a dead baby bear story. So,
No.
so we're very excited. So now you've talked to us, you've met us, you've sat through 2 meetings. You're still interested?
Yes. What? Yeah.
Forgive the total surprise.
No, would it be weird if I said no? I don't think
You
so.
know, as a matter of fact, I've put in the
As a
time
matter
I
of
was
fact.
looking for. I don't know if it would be weird. It just wouldn't be singular. So at this point, we would be thrilled to put your name forward with the Board of Selectmen
Okay.
and let them know that you were interested. We are all appointees by the Board of Selectmen, so they have the ultimate authority to appoint you. So if you're interested, the only tough part is it means you probably have to attend the Board of Selectmen meeting. No?
No.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I stopped in just in case.
Okay.
Bonnie didn't
She's
come
asked.
screaming from the building. Their next meeting is actually next Tuesday,
Oh,
September 1st. And so,
my God.
I won't be here.
but I mentioned that to Carly today, and she said, yeah, we just put it under appointments. Nobody has to be here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, discretion.
I know, but I thought we did it in the past.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Well, we could always try it.
Now, don't get me wrong, win-win.
Win-win.
So,
Yeah.
you know, you get a text, I
Mhm.
guess, you know, you're on. Well, that would be wonderful. If you're interested, we'd love to put your name forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
So I shall do
Definitely.
that for
Yep.
September 1st, which would mean then, once that's completed, your next meeting with us would be September 10th, and you would be in that chair.
It's very exciting.
You
Okay,
just have
September
to,
10th.
After your appointment, you
No, I
have
have
to
to-
swear in with the town.
Oh,
town
swear in
clerk
with the town
before you
clerk.
can officially.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's
Takes a
yeah.
second, so.
Yeah.
And that's a day thing.
It's a day
Mm,
thing.
No,
Although actually with
Tuesday
Tuesday night,
Tuesday, the town
that
clerk.
might pan out for you.
Yeah.
So September 1st, I'll be coming back from Chicago. So I won't
Yeah.
be back until late, probably late in the evening on September 1st.
Oh,
But that's
but the-
okay, because the next week would be September 8th. So on September 8th, the Tuesday night,
Yeah.
if you
Mhm.
could make it back on time, you could see the town clerk and get sworn in. And then on the 10th, we'd have our first public meeting. We'd do
Okay.
10.
All right.
That's pretty exciting.
So what time on the 8th would that be?
Oh,
I think they're open till, is it 7 or, I think it's 7 for sure.
hold on,
Yeah.
we've got the Google.
Yeah.
PM.
Or 8. Formal dress is required.
Sandals too?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. What's Boarding House Park?
It's in Lowell.
Huh. So when you click into Ayer, Town of Ayer, it pops up that Melissa Etheridge is playing at Boarding House Park in Lowell. Interesting. Haven't seen her since Lilith Fair.
Tuesday, 8 to 7.
Wait a second, hold on.
I beat you.
You did. I got all wrapped up in this Melissa Etheridge
Yeah.
thing. 8 to 7, so 7 p.m.
Okay, so I can just walk in, find
Mhm.
I find the town
the
clerk.
town clerk.
Straight ahead.
You
Okay,
have to go to selectman first and get a pink card.
Ah,
Oh, what?
Pink card.
Pink card?
Yeah, you didn't get those?
No?
So it's your name and...
not married.
somewhere.
to prove I'm me.
They give you one, it says that you're on the Conservation Commission. I don't have one.
I have one somewhere.
They never gave me that.
Oh, Jess. Oh.
So, you'll get a card.
I don't think the card is a requirement. I think the swearing in is the.
I think what will most important is that they'll have some letter or something from the Board of Selectmen, something that allows you to go to the town clerk and be sworn in.
Okay, all right, very good.
So,
All
it's very
right,
exciting.
yeah,
Well, thank you. Please feel free to stay.
I will.
In fact, if you want, out of pure consideration, you can just roll the chair away from that spot, and you can feel free to continue to sit in the comfy chair.
Really?
So I wouldn't make that offer to this chair.
Can I, is this for the taking? Can I take
Yes.
one of these?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
All right.
All right,
Well, Bonnie, thank you very much.
Thank
I'm excited
you.
about this.
Thanks. I don't feel good about, I feel good about leaving that there.
I see. All right.
Alright.
So, that's exciting news. And in other exciting news, I had a nice conversation with Brian Collerins, the fellow who he used to work for in Vermont. Talked about how Brian worked for him and then went to work for Bob Pop, who he did the knotweed with, and he knows that he went and took on a 2-year project on the knotweed and just ran with it and did a great job. So he actually was able to give multiple references. I did not call the people from 2010, 2009. Seemed too far. But that was where I got, and that his opinion matched my own of Brian after we met him, and I felt very comfortable. So I would suggest that we make a job offer to Brian. Something about third time's a charm. I just wait, is it third?
Yeah, actually, it would be our official third.
Right, because we didn't.
Our unofficial potential
was
second
Brian.
never got back to us.
Yeah, that's right.
But-
We- Anyone have any issues with offering Brian the job?
My only issue with him is that he has no real Concom experience. So he's gonna be up there in the office day one. Somebody's gonna come in and ask him a question. And he's gonna have a blank stare on his face.
So much like in our meetings. Well, I agree with you. I guess I do have that concern. I guess I did feel that he would have a lot to learn about the actual nuances of the permitting, etc. But I felt like from a field perspective, which is what I'm most interested in, I felt like he was safe in that regard. I would feel much less comfortable hiring. So if we can't have someone who has everything, if we hire someone who was good in the field, but then picked up the office stuff, that felt better than someone who was good in the office and picked up the field stuff.
Mhm.
Does that logic at least make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we do have the option of continuing to look.
Yeah, you like David?
I thought that, quite frankly, a big piece of me thinks that commute will make a bigger difference. I'm just really worried about that distance.
I have to say, on the Japanese knotweed question, I was really impressed with his answer, and I had my feeling was that he would be a good fit for town hall and work well with residents. I wasn't quite so sure about David on that.
I think I felt like, Brian would be the kind of person who would be very approachable for residents, the kind of person who would work with us. I'm not saying that I don't think David would do that well. I guess there's just a piece of me that thinks that Brian might do it better. Did you have a feeling on that?
Yeah, I mean, at first I felt the way Jess did about David, but I thought, he reminds me a lot of Gabe. Gabe gets a lot of fun.
No, that's true. Very no nonsense.
Yeah, but, no, I do think that Brian would, does have a better personality in terms of working with the public.
I think that David would do it fine. I just think that Brian would do it better.
I just think we have to be prepared to be available to answer questions and, ease them into the administrative side of the job.
So I thought about
And we
that.
know who's gonna take the brunt of that.
I did know that.
What?
What? But I also thought, we do have a new circuit rider.
Yeah.
And so I thought that, it would be great if we could try and incorporate some kind of, not tutorial, but, some kind of session where he was able to get himself up to speed on that. I mean, the good news is that I personally feel that the average person with a modicum of interest in this can go on the website and figure out what those forms are, and to an extent of reasonableness, fill out those forms even. So it would take him a while, I think, to be on the same plane as Becky, who would fill out forms for folks, or even as Jess has done with that RFD to fill stuff out. But I don't think it would take him a long time to figure it
Okay.
out. Personal opinion. I'm not going to pretend it's all.
I had a thought and it just went out of my head. Takashi? It'll come back.
Did you catch it?
I didn't catch that part.
I know what it was. The
You gotta wait.
on the commute, I would, with 19 hours a week, I'd be more comfortable with somebody coming in 3 days than just 2 very, very long days in terms of service to the community. And
Yeah, I guess I don't know that there's a huge distinction between the two, especially if you're only offering 2 days of office hours anyway.
yeah,
But it is nice if someone had, I think it's better for us and better for the town if someone was here 3 days a week, just simply because, part and parcel of it is every now and then we get that phone call that says, hey, there's a problem over at the Willows and can you swing by? And so being here more, by definition, would be more helpful. So, not that I'm not going to say that 2 9-hour days is a deal breaker. I definitely wouldn't say that.
so what I would be comfortable would be, on my own preference, making an offer to Brian. If he were to turn it down, I'd still be comfortable with going with David. I do, however, have emails from both of them saying they both are still interested. I did take the liberty of emailing Brian to say that I think that you had said you'd get back to him on the 21st.
What day is today?
Today's the 27th.
Oh.
And that you meant to say the 28th. He wrote back, good memory, he did say that. As for the interest, I still am. Like I said during the interview, the position threads the needle nicely on the several things competing for my time, and those seem hard to come by.
No, and I also felt like this was a good fit in
Yeah.
his, in his personal life, and
Yeah.
I know that, that's not always, something that people take into account, but it's a part-time job, and that means it is a thread the needle, into their specific other tasks.
We did also hear from David that he still was interested as well, so to get that.
And I believe, did he say he was co-parenting? I can't remember which term he used for stay-at-home dad. Was it co-parenting?
Yeah, co-parenting or doing the bulk of childcare.
Yeah, I don't think he's co-parenting.
Didn't he say co-parenting?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, Anyway. I guess later on we'll get into the issues of red cedar poisoning. Anyway. Okay. So, you were about to make a statement before Jess interrupted you when she found her thought.
So rudely.
No, I wasn't really, but
No.
no, I think that it's nice to be in a position where we potentially have more than one candidate who can do the job. I agree that in terms of personality and how you would project someone's personality meshing with the town and the public, I think Brian probably fits that bill the best. I would also agree that David's knowledge and experience working directly with the Wetlands Protection Act and Conservation Commissions, makes him the best suited to come in on day one and not have to do a lot of learning
Sure.
on that job other than just figuring out the lay of the office and that sort of thing.
Right.
So I think it's a trade-off. We've now been looking for somebody for some time. We were lucky to have Becky for a long time. I've been in the position of taking a 19-hour part-time job and not necessarily knowing how long I wanted to do that. So I think my expectations in terms of I think I've lowered my expectation in terms of trying to project how long, if we hire somebody, how long that person might stay. I think it's probably unfair to place that burden of expectation on anyone on a position that has no benefits and is only 19 hours a week.
No.
And so
it's a tough spot.
I kind of, and for that reason, I feel like I maybe liked Brian's explanation of why you would be interested in this job in the first place better than David's. And so I feel like, well, even though I try not to project out, I feel like maybe he'd be more likely to stay. So I don't know if that would maybe put him over the edge in terms of two viable candidates. I would give Brian the edge maybe just on that.
No, I think that's
on that guess.
No, I think
Totally
that's
wrong.
valid. To me, it's all about the fact of how is that person going to exist in the office, and I think that one of the things that's crucial is having the ability to deal with a lot of people who are going to come in and they're not really sure what to do or how to do it. And I feel like Brian would be a real asset at that. I also agree with your thought, you don't want to project out, but at the same time, if somebody's a really good fit for something, then that's better than the person who's a marginal fit. As a for instance, a long commute, and I'm sure there are folks right here in the audience who could speak to that, but a long commute does not make it easy. There will be days when you will say, you know what, I just don't feel well enough to do 3 hours in the car today. I'm going to work from the house. And this isn't a position you can work from the house. So I'm sure if you're feeling poor, you can probably work from home. I can work from home. I stayed home the other day because I was so itchy. But that this position doesn't allow for that. So having a job that fits well into your personal life and into your life in general is, I think, a huge advantage. And I think this would be something that would be a good fit for Brian based on the answers he gave us. So I do see that as a positive as well. So, any further thoughts?
No.
Okay. So I think we're all in agreement that it's a win-win, and that Brian may bring some intangibles to the table that make him a first offer candidate.
And if he says no,
Well, I mean, the benefit of what we're doing right now is that everything is entirely transparent. The money's transparent, the benefits are transparent, the timing is transparent, so the only real question is, do you want the job you've already discussed or not? Right? It's not like walking in and then they tell you the salary on the third meeting.
right.
So, okay.
It's too late for the selectmen's meeting next week.
No. Not at
Oh.
all. If we,
I have a feeling she asked a lot of questions today.
well, their next meeting is next Tuesday, and so they're closing the agenda tomorrow morning, which I had ascertained in case Bonnie hadn't run screaming from the room, and
Like the
Also-
last 7, right?
yeah, I know.
Oh boy. It wasn't 7. I'm kidding.
It was 8.
3. Depends on how you count.
So depending how fast we were to call Brian and get a response, if he were to immediately say yes, then we could do it next Tuesday.
Okay.
If he didn't, the next meeting would be September 15th.
Okay. Before I say another word, did you look through the resumes that had come in?
Yeah.
Anyone jump out at you?
Nobody that had, I don't know, George probably looked at them more closely, but
Yeah, there were 2 that, I wouldn't say they were bad, but we're still looking. In that one interview.
well,
Adam, Nicholas,
well, Nicholas, I mean, I'm seeing him
in fact, he
has,
doesn't put his name on his resume.
he got his bachelor's last May,
Yeah,
which doesn't really give much room for
I'm not sure why you want to leave.
Wait, Mount Ida's in Newton?
mhm. Yeah,
I think it was in Newton.
Like I said.
Oh, so he just graduated, he just graduated 2 months ago.
Yeah,
Okay, that might not be enough experience. Well, I'll give you, excuse me. I'll give you that Adam's work experience is certainly very interesting. He indicates that he did have wetland upland identification and delineation training through MACC. I guess the only thing that I'm not understanding says Adirondack Garden Services of Keene, New York.
mhm.
And the other, excuse me, the other businesses he owned were, or worked for, were all out of New York as well.
yeah.
So does he actually live in Needham, or is he and just work for a company that's out of New York?
He owns that company,
Hmm.
so.
All right. Do you see a reason not to move forward with Brian or David based on the resumes in front of you?
No,
Okay. We didn't hear from Glenda.
We did, that she finally wrote and said that she could no longer be considered for the position. or she was no longer available to be considered for the position. Which I restrained myself from writing back saying, well, we beat you there. No longer interested.
I think
That
George was
wouldn't have
going
been
with the house fell on her, but that's
Yeah.
just me. Oh, that's awful. Okay. I would accept a motion that we offer the position to Brian Colleran for our conservation administrator.
So moved.
I guess the only
Friendly.
the only thing I would say to that is that with recognition that if Brian turns it down, I would probably want to check the references of David immediately afterwards and potentially offer him the opportunity. So just wanted that on the record as part of our discussion. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor say aye.
Aye. So when you gonna call?
I guess I could call on Monday or Thursday or Friday, but tomorrow's going to be hard. We'll try and figure something out after, I think.
Unless you wanted to call.
Right now at 9 o'clock at night?
I believe we did that with our last candidate. If you wanted to be on
She
the,
emailed and said, call me as soon as you know during your meeting. Remember?
no,
You're talking about the first one.
no, talking about Michelle. We called from out here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's talk about that after. We're
okay,
already at 9 o'clock, so
okay.
that's not a good time to call people.
Moving, so we will not be putting that on the Board of Selectmen agenda for next Tuesday,
Well, when does the agenda close?
tomorrow morning,
I don't know what that means. Tomorrow at 8, tomorrow at 9, tomorrow at 10?
probably by 10,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have a little bit of time in the morning.
teeny bit of time.
Well, do you have Brian's number handy?
I'm sure I do with his resume in here somewhere. Well, I'm sure I'll have it in a minute. You got it? Got it.
Thank you.
Take a brief recess. Strike while the iron's hot. No answer. The dulcet, booming tones of Mr.
How old was his child or children?
20 months. Good age.
Probably not a good time to pick up the phone
Oh,
and help.
yeah.
Probably a crying baby now.
That's what Takashi said. All right. Request for comments. We have that one.
Yep.
And you see a second one there?
There are two here.
Okay, thank you.
Well, this first one is Ridgeview. Variance from section 5.12, allow a front yard less than 35 feet, seeking 31.5 feet. Apple Blossom Drive meets Holly Ridge Road. That's the new road?
Mm-hmm,
Just been cut in?
yeah.
All right, well, I don't think we could know much more about that parcel, and if this is outside of our jurisdiction. Anybody have any questions or concerns about this zoning criteria? Consent?
27.
27. These are inconsistent. So this doesn't tell me anything about what the applicant is looking for or trying to do. It just tells me that Calco, didn't we look at this? Yeah,
did
with
look
the
at this.
zoning, yeah, now that I think about it, with the zoning board, and I think we said, fine, but if they did work on the lot, the building with the lot, they had to see us for review.
So this is the town's pumping station. So we agreed, we think this is the,
It's now a antique or
aren't you generous, reuse center. Okay, and so what's he looking to do, more storage? Yeah, 8, 10 by 30, and 12, 5 by 8. Okay. Right, and we agreed. Approve with comments, I think we did in the last one.
Yeah, we'd said, future work requires an application and review by the commission.
This, so whatever we saw in that last one, this clearly shows he's outside of the buffer.
Yes. Okay.
So if this is the application, you see it? Yeah, right here. So they're showing flagged wetlands, 50-foot buffer and 100-foot
what's the
buffer.
date on that?
This is August 2015. This does not tell me when those were
Yeah,
flagged.
that's the last plan that GPI came with was from 10 years ago. I don't-
No, that's true. Let's see if it shows it on here.
It sometimes might be in the notes.
Information shown based on an on-the-ground survey between 5/13 and 6/13, 2013. Wetlands flag 2013 by B and C.
So it's a couple years old.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting? So there's an existing condition plan that is not stamped. So the civil stamped all the work. But nobody stamped the compiled survey and the flagging. All right, so I think what seems fair to do is to indicate that, that we would be looking for a RDA, so that we would be able to review the applicant's information. Because that is disconcerting that that's not stamped. Strange, too. At least to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check disapprove, because I know full well if I check approve,
Right.
because another thing on here would be interesting, what I did not see on here. What's he doing with all that water off his parking lot? All right, now I can't stop. Well, here you go. He has a proposed stormwater management area right here. That's kind of strange. I don't see any, don't see any grading on here or anything. It also mentions that this is the approximate Squanisit ACEC limit. Does that make sense to you?
I think so.
Down the middle of the road? That's what it seems to, that's what he's noting.
It's probably intended to be the edge of the road, but no.
So does that mean he's in it or out of it? I would
I'm not
think
sure,
he-
it would only matter if you were proposing any work within a wetland.
All right, so this is interesting. So he does show and according to this, he'd actually install sanitary lift station, enclosure, fencing, and electrical service panel by Ayer DPW. Sanitary lift station conceptual sequence of construction. Final design engineering completed by Town of Ayer, and there are signs. Existing lift station must remain in place and be fully operational until proposed lift station constructed, test ready for full-time operation and ready for utility line crossover. Entirety proposed site constructed prior to the lift station. Adequate sheeting and shoring. Erosion control. Lift station per final design. Required testing. Crossover of sanitary sewer. Stabilize disturbed areas, replace, repair, and restore. Okay. There we go. Well, he's got a 4-bay. All right. Well, I still want to see him. And if you look at this, he says his limit of work is right up to the edge of the floodplain. So, I think I'd like more information. Anybody have any problem with me doing this and him being aggravated about it? I have multiple things I can reference if he has any question about why we asked. That's great. Okay,
I'll
Tanya
just-
Spania updates.
Let's see, Mark Wetzel sent an email. He met with the contractor to discuss utility relocation. Contractor had mentioned that we'd wanted to inspect the remains of that old steel tank on the site. Mark looked at it. It's a large welded steel cylinder section with no top or bottom that was cut out of the tank, so it was just too tall for the building, so he did
Oh.
not see any problems with it.
It had to be awful.
Yeah. He also said he mentioned to them that he had observed flowing water in that culvert when you first come into the building.
Yeah,
So he'd asked them to put in siltation control until
bless you.
they get to the point where they're ready to work on it. So that was his update.
Excellent.
We did receive a request from Al Futterman from Nashua River Watershed
Yeah.
Association to be on our September 10th or 24th agenda.
Okay.
They want to, for about 20-minute presentation, they are doing a project of expanding riparian forest buffers in threatened watershed, and there are 3 areas that they're working on, one of which is partially in error. So they want to apprise us of that.
It's exciting.
I put them on our September 24th because Mr. Tata will not be here on the 10th.
I'll be seeing him on the 15th in Groton.
You will, never mind. Okay.
Well, but
Well-
that'd be helpful if you, he can't tell us one story here and one story there. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, it would be great to have him on the 24th. We can all be
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So there's that. Mark also just sent around a draft of a planned canoe launch on the Nashua River. He sent that to the Open Space and Recreation Plan Committee.
Cool.
A
So,
planned canoe launch on the Nashua River.
draft plan, yeah. So I made copies for us if that's anything we wanted to
Thank you.
word in on. So,
So which one is this? Relocated 2A. All right, help me out. Where is this?
I am not exactly certain. This was just sent by email, so,
Well, it says it's on the Shirley Air line.
yeah.
In Fitchburg Road.
I don't know what that means. Oh, wait a minute. So is this, oh, hold on, there's a locus map in the top left corner.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
Oh.
there's Main Street.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it off Bishop Road? Is that what that's saying?
Oh.
I can't tell exactly where that is.
It's
No, I think actually it's off of 2A.
past the airfield.
Yeah.
That's the airfield on the left.
Think so?
It says Fort Devens.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
Right by David E. Rowe.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, right, yeah, that is 2A there, right?
Yeah.
So past the new Gulp and Go?
Yeah. Boy, I
Shop
was
and
thinking
save?
it was somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
An UPS place.
Wasn't it a Kevin Costner movie where they went to the Gulp and Go was a restaurant?
Hmm.
No, Stop and Squat? Anyway. Well, that's kind of cool. Look at that. And looks like some reasonable parking area. Well, that's all great.
So would this need review by us? they would actually do that work?
Well,
That would be my question.
well, interestingly enough, according to this, it does. Because that area where the work would happen is in Ayer.
And then it's technically riverfront.
Although I'm having the hardest time figuring out the plan here.
Yeah, it's not really
Yeah.
clear.
So relocated to A, okay, David E. Ross. So if I hold the page like this,
Well, they're north
David E.
arrow.
Ross is here, right?
They're north arrow. If you have to flip it over, orient to the north there.
I don't think that's right. Because
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Air
The air
zone.
Surely.
David Ross is
Yeah.
here.
you think that's David E. Ross's building? With one-way travel around it?
This, he says Rotor Club. Yeah, that's the David E. Ross building.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't have bet that. Okay. So these are the proposed parking areas? And then there's a drainage ditch. And then that says it's a sedimentation pool. So there's a drainage ditch that goes to a sedimentation pool that goes to a riprap strip, which is the boat launch.
Hmm.
So what's this drawing up here of?
That's it.
See
It's
down here, it says
It's
C
a
detail
blow
number
of
one.
the parking lot for 26 cars.
Yeah,
See detail number 3. So that's
right, so this here is this here, okay? This is this. This is this, which is a picnic area. So this area here where David E. Ross is actually a blow-up of detail 2, which is the picnic area and parking.
Yeah.
And then this area, so this says see detail number 1, which is the top. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. So they've taken the old roadway, made a turnaround, put in a winding path down to the river. So that makes it car top launch only, right?
It's canoe, yeah.
Prepared for the Air DPW by the National River Watershed Association. Huh. Okay. So, based on the fact that they would be doing this particular work all within the buffer zone, this is
Mhm.
grading, tree planting.
it's also riverfront area.
Yeah.
Just keep throwing that out there.
It's not a buffer zone, it's a resource area.
I appreciate you bringing that up. So, we're a riparian zone, right?
Correct.
Okay. Since this work will happen in the riparian zone, inner and outer,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they should file. Did Mark hand this to you because he was planning to file, or he just
No,
wanted
this
you
was,
to know
this
what
was
going
just
on?
an email that was sent to everybody on the Open Space and Recreation Plan Committee, just as a FYI, so,
For your
We haven't-
intransigence?
yeah.
So what do we, so I guess the real question there is then, so what are we, oh,
I was just bringing this
Pardon
to
me?
our attention.
well, Daniels. Brian, good evening, how are you?
Things falling into. Hey, any Greenway committee updates?
No.
No committee updates whatsoever.
say who's gonna pay for this? Or who's gonna?
He's gonna, no, no, nothing. So we haven't even met with him on this
Okay.
or had a discussion, but
Since it's just canoe, or, car top, does the state pay for those? The ones that they do are motor, like, the cement, concrete ramps, or the trailer.
I thought they did car tops.
Do they do car tops too?
Yeah. I thought that's all they do. You know, they do.
No, and, all the ones in Groton are, trailer,
no.
trailer ready.
Oh,
Um, there's 3 in Groton. There's one on the Nashua.
Yeah.
There's one on Batacook Pond, and there's one on Lost Lake. And those are all, DCR ramps, and they're all, the concrete
Yeah.
ramp down into the water.
Okay.
Big wide, straight shot.
Yeah.
For motorboat. Well, I mean for canoes too, but
Yeah.
definitely
Trailers.
in trailers. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I remember when the Dearth was promoting this, he was talking about getting to put in the car top area, Pine Meadow.
Right. And which is great. Yeah, I definitely. I'm not. I would prefer not to invite too many motorboats into
Yeah.
the river, but I wasn't sure if the state would pay for something that didn't allow the trailers. Yeah. So I was curious.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we are incredibly easy to work with that way. I would almost rather that you see what works for you, and we'll work backwards from there. The idea would be that you be between 2 and 3 times in the office every week. We're very excited about a 3-day, with 2 posted days, and then a week. That seems to work the best. So in other words, I think posted days, 2 days really, when you post the hours to sit like a meeting or and then the other day, posting the hours, you need to step out and go to the site like that. And then you do that.
so we could give Bonnie a test and have her take a look at this plan and make sense of it.
Yeah. See if she has better eyes than I.
Yeah, this is where you can tell people are getting older.
Yeah.
Many of us are taking our
Oh, man.
glasses off. So,
Is this for public?
Yeah, proposed public access to the Nashua.
Yeah.
So who's
This is a
funding this?
DPW is talking about this?
It's a nice thing.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would definitely
And
be.
there's parking already there? Is it currently a canoe launch?
I don't think so.
What's the
No.
parking for?
It would be for
It would be.
people to park there. So
But now currently there's parking there?
I don't think so.
No, it's just a dead end road.
Oh, oh.
I think we lost Bill.
And it's, why there's so much parking now.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it says all day parking, who's gonna park there?
Yeah, that strikes me as a lot of parking.
Although, how many places are there for free public access into the Nashua River in this area?
There are two right next to each other, one in Groton, one in Pepperell,
Yeah.
on 119.
Okay. And you can park there?
Yes. And those are not just car top, but also for trailers. So, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's supposed to be one on the wildlife refuge in Shirley. And I think they started building a long time ago. It was supposed to be done a long time ago, but something happened and
Surely. You just.
I don't think it's done yet.
Sorry about that, you can only pace so many times before you. Okay. So, can you forward this email?
For what email?
This one?
Oh, yeah.
So I can send a, wow, plan looks great, look forward to seeing you. I mean, we're all on the same page, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it would need to come through us. That's why I thought I would just share that.
Well, it's also very exciting.
Yeah.
So.
On other things to share, just update Kohler Place, all the trees have been cleared.
Good.
And I think they're going to start working on the entrance area so they can do a turnaround. You know the log cabin on the corner of Calvin and Snake Hill?
Yeah.
It's been for sale forever. It's now been sold. And one of the conditions of the sale was that they do a sewer tie-in.
Okay.
So it looks like the DPW was there today doing the sewer tie.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So, is that anything? I mean, it seems to be going from the house to Calvin Street.
To Calvin Street.
Right.
So it's as far away as it could possibly be
Right.
on level ground, and it wasn't raining.
Right.
But it doesn't change the fact that they should have asked anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put it in the notes with this.
Okay. And, all right. So, mention that. So should I be trying to put Brian on the Board of Selectmen agenda for Tuesday?
Yes. Yep, the only thing he said he was going to do is now, the part that it was clear he was not dreading so much as he knew would come next, which is working out his daycare situation.
Right.
He mentioned something about vehicular trading, and I don't think for the baby, but anyway,
Right.
with the
Might be. Yep, and then the only other thing I had was Lisa Gabri had sent us a memo asking whether 2 town meeting articles are still open. One was for the beaver control funds, and I said, yeah, I think we did agree to a maintenance plan,
We spent money out of that fund.
and we spent money, but she doesn't like town articles that are open indefinitely.
Good.
Apparently. And then the other was for the pond survey, which I said, yes, it's definitely still open, so.
Did she mention the one that she fabricated and caused to come up at last time meeting?
No, she didn't mention that.
Oh.
So, yep, that's everything from me.
What's this?
But-
Yeah.
Oh, where are we now? Kohler Place. Oh, and then they had asked for an updated emergency contact because when they had that little Canes spill, the fire department didn't have anybody to call, so temporarily I've given them my cell phone number. Does anybody else want to give them theirs?
You can certainly put mine down.
Okay. Give BD. Okay.
You know, they just give them a whole tree, call this number first, then this
Oh.
number.
Yeah.
Okay, emergency.
You put my
Okay.
home number, both my home numbers.
Okay, so
You have a home number?
do you want to be as
Yeah.
vice chair? Do you want to be number 2?
Sure.
Okay. I'll be number 3 unless Takashi
No,
wants to.
That's fine.
Or
I could sense he was about to start tossing out alphabeticals.
if we're gonna have a new member. Yeah.
Number 5,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. And that's it.
All right, any CPC updates?
I have no committee updates of any sort, I don't think.
Okay.
Nothing for me.
So no stormwater, no pond and dam, any greenway?
No.
Open space and recreation plan, any scuttlebutt around the house?
No.
No.
All right, have we taken any other member updates at all?
No.
I believe when our prior member, cut and run, she still offered to make her services available
She did?
Wait, who did?
if we wanted to formalize something with them.
Oh,
Yes. What was it, the unpaid consultant position?
Yeah,
or associate member.
associate member, I like associate member just because it irritates the selectmen.
We're a bunch of rabble-rousers. I don't know if you know what you're getting into here.
I'm in favor of that.
I owe her an email anyway because I emailed her before and I told her that we wanted to go out and do dinner or something and she said she would get back to us when she had free time. And I said, so never. So I will talk to her about that. I think the idea of taking on a position that the Board of Selectmen bridles that would probably be more exciting and advantageous. So excellent call. Anything else, sir?
Do we have to vote on that or anything?
Oh, we certainly can.
Just have a unanimous vote? No.
So I would accept a motion to offer the position of associate member to Miss Lee Curtis, former member.
Friendly amendment for a term of 1 year from the start.
Excellent idea.
They have terms? I didn't know that.
Well, we appointed one, and fortunately, he left on his own, but we were trying to think of a way to get rid of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Really?
This is before your time.
Oh, okay.
It's a long story.
All
So thank you for the friendly amendment. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wait a minute. It wasn't moved and seconded.
So moved.
Second.
Excellent. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
My apologies, the friendly amendment threw me off on the second.
George does that every time.
Okay. Mike, do you have any citizens' concerns this evening? Specifically to conservation, not to anything Donald Trump has said today. Excellent, excellent. I'm going to assume you've spoken on, you wanted to speak earlier
Yes.
safely. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.